Good morning to all my YouTube viewers. So today's video is how to take a good history in your orthopedics posting. So actually orthopedic injuries involve so many different mechanisms. So one among them would be the discussion topic for today. So today I would like to talk on a road traffic accident involving a motorbike versus a four-wheeler, a car or a jeep or anything. So how to take a history in a patient who has sustained several injuries as a result of this accident. So considering that your patient was a motorbike rider, the patient is already in the ward, and as a student when you're taking history, what are the questions to ask? Okay, so the first part of every history as usual involves the patient identification. So first you ask about the patient's name, age, sex, the address and the register number and all those things. So the second part is the chief complaint. So chief complaint would be they will just mention that they had an accident. So a road traffic accident, so alleged road traffic accident, and you need to ask what versus what. For example, in this case it is a motorbike versus a four-wheeler. And then our history of presenting complaint, the history of presenting illness will be the mechanism of action and everything that happened during the particular accident in a chronological order. So the first thing you need to ask is, when you were on the road, were you helmeted? Okay, because this plays a very important role, as head injuries can be really serious and the morbidity and mortality is really high. So first thing you ask is whether the patient was helmeted during the accident. Second thing, was there a pillion rider, which is like, was there someone riding behind him? And then you ask about the conditions of the road, as whether the road was wet, or did he skid, or was it slippery, or was it like raining, for because of which the vision was occluded or something. So you ask about the conditions of the road and the environment while he was driving. And then that's the first thing to ask after you ask about whether the patient was helmeted or not. And then the next thing is you need to ask as, why did the accident occur? That's the reason, like, did the patient feel dizzy while driving, or did he black out, or did he lose the control of the vehicle, or it was the mistake of the opposite vehicle that came and crashed over him. So you ask as why the accident occurred. Some of the patients actually they're not really sure as why it happened, so in those cases you can't really do much about it. So but if they remember, like if they remember they lost control or they slipped over the road, then they will mention about it. So the next thing to ask would be the mechanism of collision itself, whether they had a head-on collision, which means that both the front part of both the vehicles came and crashed together, or did they have a T-bone mechanism, which means like the one vehicle, the side of the body of one vehicle hit with the front part of the other vehicle. So whether it was T-bone or head-on collision, you ask about the mechanism of collision. So then you ask, after that what happened, after the collision what happened, did they get ejected out of the vehicle, or did they just fall over, or did they crash? What happened after the accident, like where did they land? So did they land over the grass, or did they land over a hard surface like a road, or did they land over the mud? Because the place they land has a very important role to play as the severity of injuries, how severe the injury could be. For example, if a person is just going and falling over wet grass after the accident, the injuries wouldn't be as serious as someone would fracture a bone after falling over the road. And then another thing to ask is, how far from the vehicle did the patient fall? They would be able to mention as, did they fall just beside their vehicle, or like 3-4 meters away from their vehicle. So this also gives you an idea as how vigorously they were thrown off from their vehicle. So after falling, you ask them which side did they fall on, like did they fall over their front, did they fall over their side left or right side, or did they fall over the back hitting their head. So you ask the side as which side they fell on. And then you need to ask as which parts of their body hit the road. For example, like they fell on the side but then they could support themselves using their hand, then that would be a different kind of injury as compared to if they straight fell over their sides. So ask them as what parts of the body touched the floor when they fell. And then once they fell, did they were they aware of their surroundings, were they conscious about their surroundings, or did they lose their consciousness, or did they faint, or you ask them as how far you remember. Okay, some patients, as soon as the collision occurred, out of the fear of what happened in the shock, they would faint. So they don't know as on which side they fell or how they got ejected out of the vehicle. As far as they remember is the collision happened, that's it. So in those patients you wouldn't be able to ask further. But most patients, they usually lose consciousness after falling from the vehicle. So until the part where they fell, they can tell. After that, they might not be very clear about what happened. So if the patient was conscious after falling, then he will be able to tell as which sides he hit, as which side is very painful, and what happened after that he would be able to describe. Otherwise he would say like, as soon as I fell, I lost my consciousness, and when I woke up I found people around me, or I woke up in the hospital. So they don't know as how they reached the hospital, so they just opened their eyes and they found themselves in the hospital. So once they are able to tell you that they lost their consciousness, you ask them as how did they get back their senses. Like, did any passerby help them, or were they able to call their family or friends, or were there someone else who assisted them from that place to the hospital. So most probably after this accident the patient would be taken to the emergency department. So it can be either a fire engine that helped them, or it could be an ambulance that someone, a passerby, called, or some a good Samaritan helped them, like a passerby took them in their vehicle. So ask them as how they reached the ETD. In case if this patient was taken in an ambulance, then you need to ask where they put on a splint, or what was done in the ambulance as a first aid care. So you have to document that as well. And then once the patient is reaching the emergency, you ask them as what was done. So they will be able to describe you as any accident, any road traffic accident. As students we need to know that the first thing to manage is doing the ATLS, that is ATLS protocol. So airway, breathing, circulation, about their disabilities, environment, all that will be assessed in the emergency department. The C spine will be immobilized by using the collar, and until the trauma series x-rays are done and the C spine is cleared, the patient is still considered to be critical. Okay, so the patient will be able to tell you that the trauma series x-rays were done, and the doctor told that this particular parts were fractured. So the further management will be depending upon the severity and what were the injuries that the patient sustained. So for example, if it was an open fracture of soft tissue damage, then that patient wouldn't be taken for surgery, and that particular patient would be put on an external fixator. On the other hand, if it was a closed fracture, then the doctor will choose whether closed manipulative reduction is sufficient, or if has to be performed. So those things the patient might not know much, so he will tell us x-rays were taken, IV fluids were transfused, then he was admitted into the orthopedics ward. So that's pretty much what they will be able to tell you. So that's the chunk of history that you need to collect for your HOPI part, the history of presenting illness. After this, the remaining part of the history remains pretty much the same as what we do for any other posting or any other disciplines, like same as surgery or medicine. As you will ask for the past medical history, you'll ask for the drug and allergy history, past surgical histories, past history of admissions. These things remain the same irrespective of what illness the patient came of. So after that you will be asking for the family history, diet history, the history of social history, and that's it. So that's the whole history taking that you would do. So in orthopedics it's especially very important that you're able to summarize your history at the end, because an orthopedic doctor will be more interested mainly only upon the HOPI part, the part as how the accident occurred. So the remaining part doesn't really matter to them until and unless it is really playing a role in their management. For example, if the patient is on corticosteroids, or if the patient is smoking, so those things play a role in the further management of the patient and further healing of the particular damage that occurred during the accident. So those things you have to highlight. Apart from that, the remaining part doesn't really matter much. So you have to be able to summarize your history in a very precise way at the end, as telling what happened. Okay, so for example, the patient X of this many year old came with alleged road traffic accident, motorbike versus a four-wheeler, had a head-on collision. Then the patient was helmeted motorcyclist. He fell on his right over the grass and sustained injuries in so and so places. Post-injury, patient lost consciousness and found himself waking up in the hospital. In the hospital, the trauma series X-rays were done. Doctor advised him of doing so and so surgery, or this was the particular management. So you have to be able to summarize the history in 3 to 4 sentences as what happened. So that's pretty much for the orthopedic history in a motor vehicle versus in a motorbike versus a four-wheeler. Thank you.